try to make this video to show you how to make a removable feather wrap. So what I use is I have a paper straw and it's cut to 3¼ inches long. I have a piece of hide for leather. It's 1¼ inches by 8 inches long. I've marked off the length of the tube here and I cut fringes every 1/4 inch. I use this kind of beading thread by Miyuki. You're gonna need an adhesive. I like to use this. Tape for the straw when we size it, a pair of scissors, and a feather. I'm going to be using size 11 delica beads. If you're using rounds, you're going to have to adjust the amount of beads you start at the beginning and your pattern from there. So first what I do is I size the straw. So what I do is you cut right down the center of it and open it up. Well, we're not going to open it up, but we're going to cut down the center of it so we can resize it. So you see we have a cut down the center now. This is where you're going to need the tape and your feather. Once you're done with this sizing part, you can put your feather away somewhere safe while you're working. So put your feather in. Pinch the straw together tight. You're going to need a piece of tape. If I can find the edge here. I use medical tape just because I have it around and it's flexible, so that's why I like it. So you hold it real tight, you can see there, and then you just put a piece of tape nice and snug. And then, so you see it fits in nice and snug now. You're going to turn it around and do the same thing on this side. So I need another piece of tape. Sometimes it takes a little bit of working with the tube to get it to overlap the way you want it to. What to do. Okay, just slide it out. Make which feather. Double check the fit. Nice and snug. And I'll set my feather aside for now. So once you have your tube to size, what we're going to do is we're going to cover it with this piece of leather. So what I like to do is put it all around the edge, as close to the edge as I can get. There, I'll spread that out. If you get a blob, just spread that out a little bit. So I like to do that, and then I also like to just run a little bit like that, maybe down the sides like that. Okay, so once you have your adhesive on your leather, then this is where you take your tube and you place it on one side, and then you roll it, cover it. Again, you gotta work with it a bit because the adhesive takes some time to dry. So once you've got it going, you make sure that your leather is snug as you roll. And give it a little pressure. Try and tighten it up a bit. you're gonna get adhesive on your hands, and it doesn't matter if you get it on the top part of the leather, it's all gonna be covered under beadwork. So it's the fringe. You try not to get any adhesive on your fringes. So once I have that, I'm a little sticky. I take my needle and thread, which went where? Where did it go? There it is. That's the needle. Okay. So I use a size 16 beading needle, which is very tiny and very fine. At the other end, I've created a large knot by knotting it about 3 or 4 times in the same place. So we're going to start at the bottom. So you open up the fringes and you see this line from my measuring. What I like to do is I like to go where it's overlapped, and I put my needle through there as straight as I can. Oh, don't mind my shaky hands. It's part of my lupus disability. Makes for fun times. Oh, come on, here it comes. Here it comes. So you pull it all the way through. Like that. Now, to start the beadwork, you're gonna count the first 2 rows of your pattern. So, let me show you my pattern really quick. This is my pattern. And so the first 2, how you count to start is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 across. So I know my pattern is 30 across, so that's how I'm gonna start, 30. I'm gonna string 30 beads on my thread. Just bear with me for 1 minute. Just a tutorial. Okay, that's my son, my 9, almost 10-year-old son, come to visit me. All right, so now what I'm gonna do is my pattern calls for purple first. So personally, I like to put a border of 3 rows of a solid color. I just find it easier for me to start. So what I do is I pick up a bunch, as many as I can fit on my needle, and I count them out by 5s for 30. Oh, I'm shaky today. So I got 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 29, 30. So now I have 30 beads on my string. So we're gonna run them all the way down to the leather. My string's been waxed to prevent tangling, but I just tangled it. So give me a second, I'll untangle it. There we go. I use beeswax and I run my thread through it a couple of times. To prevent tangling. This is my beeswax. It's nothing fancy. So what you do is once you have it all the way down to the bottom by the leather, you turn it around, and then we're gonna go through just this first bead in the row. So this is essentially the first 2 rows of the pattern. Snug. So now what we have is beads going all the way around with it coming out 1. So what we're going to do now is one at a time pick up a bead, and you're going to skip 1 bead. If you can see that. We're going to skip this one and we're going to go into the next one like that. And then pull it tight. These first first part is like the most challenging. Okay, so again, pick up one bead, skip one bead, go into the next one, like that, and pull it tight. And what you'll see is they start to stack on each other. Are shaky today, so it's a little more difficult for me. Skip one, go in the next, and you're gonna do that all the way around. So I'm just gonna be quiet with this nice music in the background, and I'm just gonna go around. made it all the way around almost. We have one bead left to do. This one's special because not only are you going through the next one, let me see if I can hold this in a better way so you can see. So not only are you going to go through the next one, so skip this one go in this one, you're gonna go through the top one also, if you can see that. It's stepping up to the next row. So you're gonna pull that through. Now you're ready to start the next row. And my pattern, the next row is white, all the way around. So I'm gonna pick up white, around, and you just keep doing the same thing over and over again until you get through your pattern. The only other thing that I can think to mention is when you're working with your pattern, you start, my starting point is here. I better pick a different color, hold on. Let's try orange today. My starting point is here. What happens is every time you do a row, your starting point shifts over one. So as you follow your pattern, you can see how it shifts. So you have to make sure that when you step up from one to the next, that you're starting with the correct bead in your pattern. That's about all I can think of to start and to continue with peyote beading in the round. I'm not going to do it because it's going to take me all day, so I'm not going to make a day-long video. What I can do is when I go to finish it, I will make another video on how to finish the top. Thank you for watching.